Children nurtured and conditioned in tubes. Arguably one of the greatest scientific advancements of modern history. In the time of our uncivilized ancestors, women would willingly become sick, gain weight, and endure around 8 to 18 hours of intense labor to bring forth life into their society. The relationship between the woman and the fetus was that of a parasite, the future child like a tick burrowing into a victim's skin and stealing nutrients while the woman would gain nothing. It is better for children to be created in a room rather than a womb. Reverting back to the grotesque natural birth of humans would do nothing but disrupt our society and hinder the happiness of billions. It is imperative for our hatchery and conditioning centers to stabilize us. As a journalist for the World State, it is my honor to truthfully inform you of these threats and the way they are combated. I recently met with the director of hatcheries and conditioning in North America, and she revealed the intricate process of fertilization and the growth of fetuses within each hatchery. First, admirable citizens voluntarily, with a monetary bonus, undergo a surgery to remove their ovaries, where their eggs are preserved for future use in hatcheries. Once the eggs are fertilized, some are predestined to be alphas or betas and go into an incubator. The remaining eggs are predestined to be either gammas, deltas, or epsilons. These eggs undergo an amazingly efficient process called Bokanovsky's process. Can you envisage a world where only around 1 to 3 children could be born at a time? Well, with Bokanovsky's process, we can have up to 96 humans created from a single egg. That's the future staff for an entire factory. Next, eggs are bottled and socially predestined with its own blood surrogate on which the embryo is fed. The gammas, deltas, and epsilons are deprived of oxygen and soaked in alcohol to keep them differentiated from alphas and betas. Once the children are created, they are conditioned in general ways that will suit their career paths. As you can clearly see, being created in a room is better than a womb. To compare natural birth to the creation of children in hatcheries, we can take Mr. Savage from New Mexico as an example of the inevitable outcome of birth. This uncivilized and unconditioned man clearly had many health issues, both mentally and physically. I myself was on the scene when he repeatedly whipped his own back like he might an animal. Life brought about by birth would be filled with misery, perversion, chastity, madness, and even suicide. All of those barbarities are exactly what Mr. Savage brought into our society. Imagine how unhappy of a life he led in the time he was here. Birth and all things natural make us forfeit our happiness, and with hatchery and conditioning centers, we are all guaranteed happiness. Even those of a lower caste are content with the work they are given and the breaks they are allowed. Without a doubt, being created in a room is better than a womb. Furthermore, to keep any form of barbarity from our precious society, non-Freemartin women should take the proper precautions to prevent pregnancy. Wearing a Malthusian belt to hold all needed contraceptives and practicing contraceptive use is imperative. It is what every woman strives to do for the good of our society. As our great Ford once said, birth control is the best control. Women who never have children are statistically more likely to lead happier and healthier lives. Women who do have children have a higher chance of obesity, heart failure, and certain cancers. On top of that, can we expect women to be tied to a man for life? Everyone is supposed to belong to everyone else, equally. Birth goes against every one of our morals as a society. Being created in a room is better than a womb. Why go through all the pain and suffering of birth when the alternative is pain-free, efficient, and overall more beneficial for our society? We have eliminated world hunger, disease, and all unhappiness. As civilized people, we cannot allow ourselves to regress back to natural birth and forget the enormous advantages science has given us. Listen to our great Ford when he says that birth control is the best control, and, as always, being created in a room is better than a womb.